Hello, guys. Hello, this is Nusrat, and it's great to have you guys here. So let me know in the chat, who are we, where are we from? I can see Carol, I can see Marika. Hey guys, where are you guys from? Let me know. You can also say it in the mic as well. I'm Nusrat and I'm from Bangladesh, and basically today's workshop, today's 3 days webinar is actually on self-care, something we have been neglecting for the past two years, right? Or it's almost more than 2 years since COVID came, and a lot of things have been happening with us in life. And what happens is that among everything else, taking care of work and even before COVID, what happens is that people get really busy with other things and they really don't have enough time on self-care. So today's workshop is going to be on mastering the art of self-care, so that it doesn't matter what kind of situation comes in life, it doesn't matter how good or bad it is, you can always take care of yourself and always be able to experience the moment with peace, joy, and without stress. So please let me know in the comments or on the mic, where are you from, and what brought you here? Like what would you like to learn more, or which aspect of self-care are you the most interested in? You can write it down in the chat. You can also say it on the mic. Don't be shy. Let me know, guys, in the chat, which aspect are you the most interested in? And also, where are you from? Okay. We have Rekha from India. Awesome, awesome. So, I would like to know from you guys, how much time do you give on self-care on a usual day, on a usual basis? Okay. Carol says, sometimes I just need time. Okay. Awesome. Lovely to have you all here with us. And yeah, you can also use the mic. You can also use the video. We're all just here and we're all friends. We're hanging out together and we're going to have an awesome time together, right? So I would like to know one specific thing from all of you. So how much time do you actually give on self-care per day? Like on a usual basis, right? On average, how much time do you get to give on yourself? Not on work, not on family, not on responsibilities. How much time do you give on self-care, on personal care? Is it an hour?
For me, it can be up to an hour.
Oh, wow.
And
awesome.
not every day. Not every day.
What do you do during that time, Carol?
I usually go for a walk, or I will do yoga, or I sew, or I knit, and that keeps me busy.
Wow, that's awesome. Awesome. And what about you, Rhonda? I hope I got your name right. For 15 minutes, what would you do normally?
Floss my teeth. Serious.
That's just, so important.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think, you know, I gave you a question, but sometimes I just feel completely overwhelmed with whatever it is going on around me and how that affects me. It's sort of like you feel, I feel sort of depleted of, like, I feel last on the list because of everything going on around me. And so I don't think it's, I guess it's like, maybe that's why I'm here, to see if how do you structure that time where, like, I'll walk my dogs, but then I'm thinking, you said, you know, responsibility, not a responsibility is self-care. So I'm thinking, is that a responsibility, or is that something that is that for me or them? I love the time I spend with them, but that's what I'm asking you. Is that I'm thinking, is that for me or them? Even though I do enjoy it, it's not really for me.
Well, okay, here's the thing, Rhonda. The thing is, we do enjoy a lot of things with our family, with our loved ones, with our furry friends. I have 3 cats, and I love being with them, with our kids also. You know, we love being with our kids and doing a lot of things for them. But there's still a sense of responsibility, right? For example, if we know that we must take care of our kids, and we love to take care of our kids, and we do it with a lot of joy. But some days are there when, you know, we might be sick, we might not be feeling too well, but we still feel compelled to take the dog to a walk, right? We still feel compelled to do those duties. So exactly. That's basically where there is that fine line between what a responsibility is and what, you know, what we really want to do. For example, right now, if I just feel like dancing, that's just my thing, you know, I just feel like dancing. I'm not answering to anybody. I'm not answerable for, I mean, I'm not accountable for anything else. The only one who will be dancing, will be singing, will be laughing, will be jumping, I'm going to be doing it for myself only. But on the other hand, if I have a partner and, you know, if I have a family member, I probably would love to dance with them. I probably would love to do all the things for them, right? All the day-to-day activities. However, there's always that feeling of responsibility. Am I doing it well enough? You know, is it good enough? How is that person receiving it? What if I don't do it? Are they going to feel sad? There's still some kind of accountability that falls on us. You know, that's basically where that little bit of pressure is. And we do love spending our time with our family and with everyone, and there is no judgment on that. But this time, this self-care time is totally for us. Okay, it's all that you want to do. anything that you want to do without feeling judged, without feeling accountable, without feeling that pressure that, oh, today I don't feel like doing that thing. No, I don't feel like waking up and going for that walk or doing that thing for that person or, whoever it is. When it is just us, we are like, we're the boss. We can do whatever we want. We don't want to do something, we don't have to. If we want to do something, we don't need to, right? So do you get it?
Yeah.
So anything that you do for yourself only without feeling that pressure, without feeling accountable, that's basically our self-love, self-healing, okay? And other than that, things we do with our loved ones, with our furry friends, with everyone, that's also there. We love it, but there's still that feeling of, that feeling of, oh, I have to do it. It's just that there's still that feeling. And I would say that when you go about on your day, on your day-to-day life, have a lot of that as well. Time with your family, time for work, time for your, dogs, time for a lot of things. And at the same time, take out a segment of the day only for yourself. Like Carol said, whatever you enjoy, do yoga, listen to music, sing, dance, anything that you feel like that your heart wants to. Go for a massage, go for a spa, just about anything. And this could be for like 15 minutes, this could be like half an hour. It all depends upon your choice. And you're going to see that you're going to feel so much more relieved. And basically, self-healing, self-care time is like a battery recharge, okay? The more we give ourselves, the more we can give to everyone around us, to our work, to our family members, to society. But first, we must recharge our own battery. So basically, throughout these 3 days, you're going to learn a lot of things related to energy, our energy fields, related to career, related to relationships, drawing that line, drawing that boundary where you have to sometimes learn to say no. You have to sometimes choose yourself first, okay? These are the little shifts we need to make in our everyday life, and that is really going to help us, and that's really going to make the quality of our lives much, much better. So I have another question for all of you, and hey to everybody who joined right now. I wanted to ask you, um, how has life changed? I mean, in terms of self-care, in terms of personal care, depression, mood, how has life changed post-COVID? Before it was 2 years back, is it like better? Have you been affected by it? Or is it like, no, I'm still the same. I was still the same like 2-3 years back. Or is it like, no, something in me has changed?
Well, I found before the pandemic, I was busy,
Mm-hmm.
but the pandemic came and we couldn't do anything. So then that's when I got back into sewing and knitting and that helped me to cope. And then I still would go on my walks and that. And I still went out and did the groceries and stuff like that. My point now is I just feel that the people around me can't control their life and they're asking for my help in doing that. So I'm trying to stay strong for them as well. So it's not necessarily me, it's everybody around me.
Mm-hmm.
My life's fine. I can, what's that?
Do you have a hard time setting boundaries with those people that, no, now I don't want to help you? Something like that?
Yeah, but I feel that they need my help because they just can't do it on their own. So when this passes, then that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And how do you feel, when they ask you for your help, when they ask you a lot of, or do you feel overwhelmed, or do you feel like I can handle this, or I just need some space?
Well, I feel I can handle it to a point, but when it gets to be, every day and, then I try to back away. I try to say, well, I can't do it now, and I'll say I can do it tomorrow. And then that gives me time to reset myself and, do what I have to do to get myself in the headspace that they need me in. And so it seems to work for me.
Awesome. So I'll also have this question right now. How many of you are caregivers over here? Because like what Carol says, a caregiver doesn't have to be someone who's looking after a particular patient or a particular job. A caregiver is someone to whom everyone relies on. Someone everyone looks up to. That okay, that person is my pillar. That person is my support. Rhonda, do you have anything to say?
Well, yeah, I think it leaves you feeling depleted.
Yeah.
Because you have to constantly recharge. I mean, I totally get it. It's, in fact, I'm at a point where when you're done kind of feeling.
Okay.
And I feel like there's a point where you have nothing left. You don't even have anything left to give yourself. That's how I feel. I'm just like done. And as it relates to COVID, I have a lot of friends. I had a really full social life. Friends kind of scattered all over, and we would get together and we would travel and we'd see each other and have plans and look forward to things, and even engaging with family, and all of that just came to a screeching halt. And then moving forward, there's still, I think it's just been so up and down. We're out of it. Now we're back in. Put your mask away. No, take your mask out. I have a mom who lives she's in a assisted/independent living situation. And even to this day, I have to bring a self-test and get tested at the door before I can even enter the building. So it's just, it's created a lot of loneliness, even though there's Zoom and there's been some occasions where I have seen some friends. I think COVID created a lot of loneliness. I feel really lonely, even though I have the friends and I talk and I engage, but it's a different kind of feeling. It tainted everything. Nothing is the same. Nothing. I don't think it'll ever go back to being how we once did life. And so I think life's got its challenges, and that just threw like a wrench into everyday life, and I think it was very personal for various age groups. Like it affected young people differently than it affected seniors, and it affected people in their 30s different than people in their 50s, and people graduating and proms, and then even people that were wanting to get married or people that wanted to have children. There's still a lot of apprehensive concern about bringing a child into the world with COVID, and these things in life are hard enough without COVID. So I think for me, it's depressing. I mean, I don't know how anybody could say it's not depressing. And then the political unrest, and then the division, this is sort of off the subject, but I wanted to throw, I have a women's group, but with 7 women, you have mask wearers and non-mask wearers. You have people that are vaccinated, people that aren't vaccinated. So I said, no worries. I'll throw a party outside. I'll have a sign at a table that says people that want to wear a mask, people that don't want to wear a mask. People that have been vaccinated, people that haven't been vaccinated. We're 7 women, and there is not even a cohesive unit. There's not even 7 women that are all on the same page. So it's just, everything is just like excuse my French, it's a shit show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't mean to just go off, but that just seems how things are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Pamela, did you have something to say?
Hi. First I want to say, hey, you're really rocking that red blouse. I love it. It's Valentine's Day, so just past Valentine's Day, but it looks really nice on you. So and I agree with them. I think that we spent so much time alone, which means I think that we spent more time either on social media or watching the news. and you get just caught up in the crap that's true and also being created by the media and social media, and it's just a spiraling. And then you have so many people reaching for your attention on those outlets that sometimes you're just like, you know, I want yeah, I want help. I want to be positive. But sometimes you just kind of go into that overload, and it's balancing that overload with the loneliness, you know, that so yeah, I agree with everybody. So good to see you.
I agree with everyone as well. Yeah. So basically what we are here for, what we're here to learn, what we're here to gather is that strength, you know. It doesn't matter. I mean, things are going to happen in the outside world, and like Rhonda said, perhaps things may never be the same again. Perhaps, right? Perhaps the life we had before COVID, before all these things started, perhaps that life may not really return. Perhaps it might. But our goal on this day is, it doesn't matter what the outside world is. It doesn't matter what's happening outside. It doesn't matter who wants our attention and who doesn't, okay? Who's pulling us and who's not. What matters is that we are grounded, is that our feet are firm, and that, you know, we are at peace. And it is possible, right? It is possible when you are equipped with that, you know, right knowledge, with that skill. And in a way, you know, all that affects us is what we allow, right? All that affects us is only the things that we allow, and things we will not allow can never really affect us at all. And for example, a lot of things are happening all around the world right now, right? And if we just switch on our internet, our Wi-Fi connection, if we go to Google or if we watch the news, we're going to see that lots of things are happening, right? Politically, in terms of a lot of unrest, in terms of COVID, a lot of things are happening. However, things have always been happening, you know, all throughout life, all throughout our life. We grew up in a world where somewhere there has been some sort of crime going on, where there has been perhaps some kind of war going on, you know. Things have always been happening, but right now what's happening is that we are really exposed to it because of internet, because of technology, because of apps, which are constantly trying to pull our attention to those places that, you know, in that country there is this outbreak, in that country or in that area there is this unrest, right? And what we are doing is that we are putting our energy, lending our energy to all these negative spaces. In that way, it's also depleting us. And in also our personal lives, what happens is that when we are not being able to take care of our own energies, you know, when it's like it's going in all directions and we're not also recharging ourselves, we're not grounded, that's when, you know, we begin to feel depleted. That, oh my God, I know I want to do this, or I know I have to do this, but I no longer have the strength, or I feel overwhelmed, right? A lot of times people who are caregivers, especially who do not know how to say no, or who do not practice proper boundaries, they feel really, really overwhelmed because they feel like they really have to do it. They have to serve the people, the community and all that. And yet they just cannot go on with that anymore, right? So the first thing, and Carol had also mentioned it, the first thing I'm going to help you with is understand one thing today, actually one and two things today, that is going to help you practice that boundary, practice that, you know, recharging battery. Suppose we are like a device, suppose we are like a phone, okay? And the more we serve others, our battery gets depleted, right? So what we need to do is we need to recharge ourselves. How do we recharge ourselves? These are the things we're going to discuss in this workshop. Now, one of the main things I wanted to ask you all is, how much have you been moving throughout this 2 years of quarantine and lockdown? Like Carol said, she did yoga and she walked, right? How much physical activity, physical exercises did you guys have throughout this time?
Well, I was getting out at least 3 or 4 times a week.
Mhm.
So I felt that, I needed that time to myself for about an hour every time. So that worked for me.
Awesome. How did you feel afterwards? I mean, on the days that you walked or on the days that you did some kind of physical activity?
I felt better because I was, you know, uh, uh, thinking of kind of myself,
Mhm.
and forgetting about the other people I was caring for and whatever. And, but then you come home and reality sets in and, it starts all over again. But at least I had those, couple
Right.
hours a day that I wasn't, helping somebody else.
Hmm. What about the others? How much time do you give or have you been giving to any kind of physical activity during this period?
Yeah, for me, you know, I was always active before, and then I kind of went through a slump where just I got in a rut, and it's just as easy to or it's too easy to stay in that rut. But from working with you, because I've worked with you for a couple of months now, I am just so aware of how much movement helps. Um, do I always do it? Because, my job is one that I sit all day long. And I had tried to change my habit at night that I wouldn't go home and just sit in front of the TV because I sit at my desk all day long,
Yeah.
and I got out of it for a while. I felt better. And then those grooves in your head just is like, then you kind of go back to what you know. And it's, so I'm fighting that, but I'm definitely working on moving more and doing things that I enjoy. It doesn't have to be heavy lifting at the gym. It's just walking or dancing, doing the dances.
Mhm. Awesome. Awesome. And Rhonda?
Just, walking. But I had, when the COVID situation got, more manageable, I took a trip back east and I broke a foot and sprained another foot. So I didn't have one weight bearing foot so I was like, in a cast, and I'd never had a physical, like I'd never been laid up. So it was about 4 months, and I'm still not 100%. I mean, I'm much, much better,
Mhm.
but everybody was starting to get out and about. And then all of a sudden it was like I had a setback right at the time when people were starting to get a little bit more mobile and getting out of their houses. So I went through that. So I'm not the way I was before, but I'm walking, and, I've been told by my doctors to I didn't have any surgery, but just to do as much as I can do. So I do get out, but I don't get out enough. And again, I think it's just the whole situation, but I get out with my dogs. That's the thing. They get out at least once or twice a day, and I have a yard. They don't actually need to get out, but I'm like a responsible pet owner. I want to make sure they get out and about.
Oh.
So they do get they get a couple of really good walks. I mean, not just to the, little block or two. They get a good couple walks. But it's good for me. I think you do feel better after you engage in some form of physical activity. It doesn't really even matter what it is. Just
No.
Yes, so that's basically one of the things I wanted to share with you guys today. And I feel like that's the most important. Like Pamela has been with me for a few months and she knows how much I'm, passionate about this one thing about movement, because movement is like medicine. And before, people like used to think that people who are depressed, like who are clinically depressed, they slow down, like they do not move enough after they get into depression. But the recent research shows that it's actually the opposite. People who do not move enough are the ones who are usually depressed, or who are usually anxious. So it's also true that people who have depression they tend to move less. That you would see that their bodies and their posture is really different, right? They're going to be like this most of the time, sitting in a corner in their bedroom or somewhere. And compared to someone, who's happy, who's always just moving around, happy, dancing, the energy is so different between that person and this person, right? So right now, the recent research shows that people who are not moving enough, who are not having the physical activity, they tend to get more depressed, they tend to have more mood swings, they tend to get more anxious. And yeah, in fact, there are more than 2 million people who die every year from a sedentary lifestyle. And in fact, the sedentary lifestyle that we have right now, the 9 to 5 job, the Netflix culture, all the things that we need to do by sitting in front of some sort of screen or in the traffic, in the car, this is actually one of the top 10 causes of global deaths. So this is really sad. And also the type of frustration, depression we're getting because we're sitting for too long and not moving enough it's sad that all people needs to do is just move their body, get that energy back into their body. That's all we really need to do to get back up on our feet, to feel happier, to feel more lively and more energized. And sometimes, yes, we might have some setbacks, like we might be injured, or we might be at bed rest for some reason. So what we need to do is that even at those times, we need to keep our energy up with uplifting music and just shaking perhaps even the arms, shaking our head to grooving to some music like that. Every time we listen to some music we like, what do we do? You're right, yeah.
Yes.
Any kind of body movement is going to help us release that energy. So what happens is that when we sit for too long or when we are not moving enough, trauma gets stored in our body, and that's actually science. So that's why, for 2 years, what's been happening, think about it, during COVID, people had their family members most of the time in their houses. People had food, people had TV, people had everything. One thing that was missing the most in their life during the lockdown, during quarantine, was enough movement. And also, this is the time people were more frustrated, more depressed, right? So what we need to do, what we should all be working on is moving and shaking our bodies, because that's one thing, that's one factor that's really going to elevate our mood, our energy, and you're going to find so much more happiness, so much more energy, so much more liveliness, just by this one factor. So what we're going to do right now is that if it's possible for you all, we're going to shake our bodies. I'm just going to put on some music, just a second. However much you can, don't worry, you don't have to do a lot of it. Okay, so everybody just, you could get on your feet or you could just move your arms. Okay, just get that energy going, everyone. Shake your head. You could do like just arm movement or just anything you want. Just get that energy. Woo. Yes. And I would like to, whoever is not, whose video is not on, you can still do it. Woo. And maybe tap your feet a little bit. Few seconds more. Anyhow you feel like, it's a vibe, okay? Woo. All right, awesome. All right, awesome. Let's give a clap for us, all of us, all of us who are doing it. Yeah, no problem. Family at work and someone suddenly came to your office, it's okay. Well, they should dance as well. Yeah, awesome. So, how do you guys feel right now? Do you feel a little bit different?
Feel good.
Right? So this is the first thing. So what I want to do during this 3 days workshop is that I want to give you the tools necessary. So I just, it's not going to be something like you're going to sit with me and listen to me and then forget about it. What's really going to help you is that if you implement it in your daily life, okay? So every day, do something that is going to make you move, make you shake, just put on some music on YouTube, even if it's for like 5 to 10 minutes. I know people who actually jump on a trampoline to get that energy up, to get that, feeling of life I mean, this is one thing we need to feel every single day. Every single day after waking up, feel like, oh my God, I'm alive. I'm so happy. It's super, right? How do we feel it? By elevating our energy. And these are, when we follow small things, just small habits that can shift our life, we're going to see a huge change in our life. And it may not happen overnight. It's going to happen like on the first day, you're going to feel a little better. On the second day, you're going to feel a little more better, and go on, and so on is going to go on. Okay. So also, I would like to recommend a book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. So in that book, you're going to find a lot more tools necessary. Atomic Habits. Okay.
What's the, do you mind saying it again? The title?
Yeah, it is Atomic Habits, ATOMIC, Atomic Habits.
Oh, Tom. Okay.
Okay, by James Clear. So in that book, you're going to find a lot of productivity hacks, things you could do to help make your life a lot more easier, a lot more better. And right now, I would like to give you guys a short task. Okay, I would like to think, yeah, Pamela got it, Atomic Habits. So I would like for you all to think of something you could do in your everyday life to manage your health, your emotional health, your physical health better. In other words, I want all of you to spend some time thinking on what you could do in a 10 to 15 minutes or 30 minutes self-care routine every single day. Or what could you say no to? Or what could you say yes to? Or what could you add in your daily habit, in your daily routine? It's something like this, we are our own friends, right? Right now, what we're doing is that we're developing a friendship with ourselves, right? Think of someone you want to help, you love a lot. That someone is you, right? And right now, we're gonna spend some time thinking about what you can do for just yourself. Whom can you say no to? Which work can you do later? Every single day, what can you do for yourself only? Awesome. Pamela said, I can listen to upbeat music that makes me happy. Think of something you can do only for yourself to make yourself feel much, much better. Abhishek Batra says, I actually have it. The book. Awesome. Yeah. So perhaps you could share with us something you have learned from that book, Abhishek. And you could turn your camera on. It's just us ladies, but we would be happy to see you. If you're comfortable, or you could just simply say it on the mic. Hello, Abhishek. Okay, maybe Abhishek is a bit shy at the moment, or maybe he's not there. Okay, never mind. So
Well, she's muted her mic. She's muted her mic, so she can't hear us probably, but she can hear you. Because she's got the red mark through the microphone, so
he's not talking, or he is not.
You're right.
So it's muted. She's muted, or he's muted.
Yes, but he can talk. Okay, maybe he's not there. Okay, not a problem. What about you, Carol? And what about you, Rhonda? What could you do to make your lives easier, for your own sanity, for your peace, for your joy, for your harmony?
I'll do crossword puzzles or puzzles. Okay. They usually take some time, so yeah, and gets my mind going. And it's at a time where nobody's around, so I'm by myself, and I like myself. I don't mind being alone. So yeah. Or I go sewing.
I love myself. I don't mind being alone as well. I love myself. Yeah. I mean, that's the spirit we all should have. I love myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Something more other than that, something that has movement?
Besides walking or yoga. Yeah, I never thought
You
to
already do that.
dance.
I think what would be better for you is what can you say no to? Something you perhaps are doing that is taking a lot of your energy.
Well, just
And then
saying
also,
no to some people that don't appreciate what I'm helping with, you know,
Mhm.
like they're asking for help, but then they don't want my help. In the end, they don't like what I say. So, you know, then I can say no, you know, find out your own way of doing it or whatever. So, you know, I just have to be more stern about it.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So right now, also Rhonda has to share it, right? So please go on. And anybody else, Abhishek and Rika, you can also say it in the chat if you're too shy. What can you say no to, Rhonda, or what can you incorporate in your daily life to help yourself?
I think I might walk alone. I think I'll take the dogs and then I'll come back and I'll do my own thing. Because,
Mhm.
dogs, they have a mind of their own. They want to smell this and pee here and chase that bird and see that other dog. And so it's kind of like their walk. I enjoy it, but maybe I'm just going to do my own walk so I can just maybe get in a quiet mode. But something that I need to do is when I'm doing that is like turn off the technology, just kind of turn off the phone, because
Yeah.
I'll sometimes be walking and then it's a call or it's a text or it's something that just distracts me to not be in the moment. It just takes me away from whatever it is I'm doing. So I think I have to be just, the phone is going off. And then I think I need to go back to just simple making maybe a list in the morning of what I need to accomplish, because there's just a lot of distractions. And I think, Carol, right, you sort of get derailed during your day. And that's part of the problem of doing things for myself, is that I'll just get derailed or something will go on. And then maybe I'll have a sort of a plan in my mind of what I want to get accomplished. And then you realize that it's 5 o'clock at night and you haven't done anything that you wanted to do or things you thought about doing. So I'm thinking, I just recently bought this list and I really like it because it says to do today and then today's top goals. And then today I'm grateful for.
Wow.
So I thought that would be like a better way of waking up, instead of just doing this and then doing that and then doing that. And while I'm doing that, there's another something else that has to be done. So I end up, it's like a fireman. Where do you go first?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good idea. And I would have also suggested the same for all of you. Just after you wake up, perhaps, after you meditate and after you do your walks, just sit down and write down your goals, what you wanted to accomplish on that day, what you would like to accomplish during that week, and your long-term goals. Okay, you could do it like on a weekly basis. You could write down your long-term goals, but every day write down that I'm going to have this appointment, this task, this, so and so. And also what you could do is write down your achievements from your earlier day. Okay, yesterday I accomplished this and I'm really happy about it. Okay, so this little habits can really help make our lives so much better. So yeah, you could incorporate it as well. And I would like to ask you another question in terms of stress, in terms of like feeling depleted, feeling overwhelmed. If you could rate yourself out of 10, what would it be for all of you?
What did you say? 1 out of 10 for what?
If you could rate yourself in terms of how depleted you feel, how stressed you feel.
Mine comes and goes. So right now I'm an 8, but maybe tomorrow I'll be a 2. So mine changes all the time. But I try to stay above 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think it changes every day?
Well, because of the people that come in my life. Like I have a sister that's living with me because she was diagnosed with cancer when COVID started. And then recently, a month ago, my daughter and grandson moved in because of issues with their lives. So, and then I have a husband as well. So there's 4 adults and one 13-year-old living in a house. So it kind of can be stressful, because everybody's doing their own thing, and I might not like what they're doing, or you got to coordinate showers, and I'm cooking most of the meals, so it can get kind of stressful.
Yeah.
So that's why, like I said, I try to stay above 8, just for my own sanity, um and it's working. Like I said, I'll take that walk or go in my room and sew, and just to get away from it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
Or-
eight, I'm confused. 8, if 10 is 10 the worst, or 1?
Oh,
Yes, actually what I asked is that if, in terms of stress, if 10 is the worst, but I think that what Pamela and Carol said is in terms of, de-stress, right? That in terms of feeling good, right? 6
yeah,
out of
I'm
8.
talking about feeling good. So I guess
The worst, yeah. That's okay.
I guess mine would be like a 2 then, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pamela's would be 4 then. I just did the maths in my mind. Yeah. And what about you, Rhonda? Like in terms of
Oh,
worst?
I'm the 8. So I was
Oh.
looking forward to being another 8. I'm definitely the 8. That's what I was trying to figure out. I'm the 8 for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So all of you are seated. I can see that. Also, the one whom I cannot see. Do you guys have a pen and a paper with you? Woo! Yes, ready. Pamela is super ready. Rhonda is also ready. Awesome.
Well, I've been taking notes because you're going to leave the screen, and then I want to see what I'm left with here to sort of sort out. So this is 3 classes. Is that what it is?
Yes. Today we're just going to do the introduction. Tomorrow
Okay.
it's going to be about finance, career, things like that, and how to have a balance in that aspect. And on the 3rd day, it's going to be on relationships, which is basically the one we most struggle with, right? In having boundaries, in taking care of ourselves in terms of relationships, and in terms of people in general. So that's going to be on the 3rd day, and tomorrow's going to be on finance, and today is just the welcoming day, the introduction day. Okay. So yeah.
So if we can't make the other classes, can we just go on YouTube and put your name in?
Yeah, you could do that, and I will also send you the replay, so you could also go through that.
Okay.
You could also see it
Okay.
on anyhow you want. So right now, I would like for you to draw 2 squares. Okay, it could be up and down or anywhere. Draw 2 big squares on the paper. And make it like really big, okay? It could be like 1 square on one page and another square on another page. Okay, are you done? Okay, Pamela is not there, no problem. So in both of them, I would like for you to draw 2 versions of yourself. Like it could be like just a head with a stick, anything, that represents you. In both the squares, draw like 2 sticks or 2 versions of yourself. two cartoons of yourself, two pictures of yourself. Okay, Pamela, I asked all of you to draw two pictures of yourself or two cartoons of yourself in both the square boxes, like one on each. Just draw a stick or anything that represents you. And the same goes for Abhishek and Rekha. Yeah, two. Like on one square, draw one version of yourself, and on another square, like draw another version of yourself. So it could be like a stick with a head, or it could be a cartoon, or anyhow. Okay. Okay, now on the first box, on the first square where you have drawn a version of yourself, I would like for you to give like arrows and to write down all the factors that are being heavy on you, that are, weighing on your energy, that are kind of putting pressure on you. It could be a family member, it could be a responsibility that are really stressing you out every single day. And you don't have to be like judgmental about it. If it's a family member, write down so and so family member. Nobody's going to see it, nobody's going to understand it. Just put it on the paper, all the factors that are stressing you out, like by pointing it with arrows. This, and it could be many, it could be few. Write down all the things you can think of that are really a burden for you, or that are really heavy on you, that you feel really suffocated by or feel overwhelmed by. Also, everyone on YouTube, please do the same. And also let me know in the comments. Okay, done. All right, now, just a second, I'll put myself up. So right now, you have identified all the factors in your life that are weighing you down in the first picture? Okay, all of it, are you sure? No, okay, take some more time, no problem. Think about all the factors. When we put things down on a paper, when we write them down, it feels much lighter, and we have more clarity that, okay, this is what's bugging me, what's bothering me. So you can take some time
22.
and Mhm.
Okay, it's 22.
Okay, once you're done, let me know. Okay, so let's take 2-3 more minutes. Also, anybody who's watching the replay, you could also do along with them while you're watching the replay. And also the ones who are here, you could also do it again when you're home, when you're free. So let's put on some music. Okay. So right now, what you're going to do is that on the second one, the second square, the second cartoon or the version you have drawn of yourself is the now version. And the first one you have drawn is your old version, okay, the past version, who was weighed down by all those factors. So right now I want you to think of what you could do to erase some of those negative factors or to perhaps manage them better. What are the some tactics you could use to reduce that burden on yourself? Okay. And once you have decided on it, for example, suppose one of them is so and so, and you have decided that, okay, I'm going to spend less time with that person or I'm going to do less of that, then just tick it off. Okay. Tick off all of them in that way, in a way that you can manage it. Tick off all of the negative factors by thinking how you can manage it or applying a tactic. And it's not like those things may completely leave your life. It's not like that. But from now onwards, it's going to be less of them and it's going to be more of what you want. And everyone who's also not, whose video is not on, you could still do it. And everyone who's on YouTube, who's watching the replay, also do it as well. Okay, so right now, what I would like for you to do is that on the new one, on the new square where you have drawn a representation of yourself, you can write down arrows and put all the qualities you would want in yourself right now. Okay, like happiness, joy, excitement, passion, enthusiasm, or it could be particular things as well, like be more with that person, do this more, have more of that time. Okay, all the positive qualities you want to see in your present version minus all the negative stressful factors from your earlier version. I cannot hear you, Pamela. Okay. So all the things that you want less in your life, the negative things, those are like of your older version. And the present version, the new version, you can write down all the things you would want in that version. Okay. Done? Okay. So if you don't finish it right now, don't worry. I'm gonna give you guys a homework. I'm gonna give you guys a few homework actually. One of them would be to just, at night before you go to bed or anytime you're free tonight, today, just go through this drawing, okay? Go through the list of negative factors in your life and decide on how you can make your life better and how you can turn that negative to this positive version, the positive version you have drawn right now, the qualities that you have put in that positive version. For some of you, it could be like happiness, it could be successful, it could be like excited, it could be like more of this and more of that. How can you turn your life from that page to this page? Okay, so this is going to be your homework. And also I have shared the Facebook group. I would like for you to go like live or to have a video on that group saying that from today onwards I am going to do so and so. So basically what we're doing is that we're claiming our life. Okay, we are claiming our time, we're claiming our energy field. And when you announce it, when you see it out loud, that from now on I am going to do so and so, you can take your time, you can think about it, what is that significant change in your life that you need to make to turn that negative version to this positive, happy, bright version. Okay, so your homework is going to be to first reflect on these two versions, find out what's really stressing you out, find out how you can eliminate or at least decrease those factors, and then how you can turn into this positive version who's happy, thriving, successful. And the next bit of the homework is to make a video and post it on the social media, on the Facebook group, that yes, from now on, I'm going to be Pamela, or Rhonda, is going to be this. I'm going to do so and so. I'm going to take charge of my life. And it could be something like I'm going to spend more time with myself, doing things that I enjoy, singing, dancing, or just walking, or for myself, anything that you like. And basically, this is going to be a small shift in your life. It's going to have a small impact today, but as we go on in life every day, you're going to see that it's going to get bigger and bigger. The changes that you're going to witness in your life with this small shifts, with the small everyday shifts, it's going to be massive. So I congratulate all of you for taking this call and for taking the time, for yourself, not for me, but for yourself. You have come this far. You have been like with me for over an hour, I think, or almost an hour. And, you're taking the initiative because why? You love yourself and you have what it takes, to take your life from here, from that negative version to this positive version who's happy, who's successful, right? You have it. So thank you guys, and I'm really happy for you all. I can't wait to see the shifts that we're going to have over the next 2 days. And don't forget to do the homework. It's a small thing, and I know it's going to take a bit of time, but it's really going to help you, especially, integrate all the things that you have learned today. This little exercises every day is going to help you to just integrate the learning and to carry that momentum forward in your life. Okay. Anyway, send you guys much love and a virtual hug.
Thank you.
Take care. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Take care.
Same time tomorrow, right?
Yes, same time tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Most